Hi everybody, this is B. Suraya, Assistant Professor of Commerce. So, for the last so many days, we have been learning financial accounting. As part of that, today let us learn how to prepare final accounts, that is trading account, profit and loss account, and so on and so on. How they are to be prepared will be known one by one. See, preparation of final accounts. The accounting process involves the preparation of final accounts from a trial balance to ascertain the net result of business activities in terms of profit earned or loss suffered during a given period. The financial position of an enterprise in terms of amount and nature of assets and liabilities owned by an enterprise. The determination of profit or loss is done by preparing a trading and profit and loss account, which is also called income statement. If at all it is a manufacturing business entity which purchases the raw materials, converts the same into finished products and sells them in the market, prepares a manufacturing account in addition to the trading and profit and loss account. And the last one is balance sheet is prepared to show the financial position of an enterprise, which will be learned in the later on. Now we'll see about the trading account. The trading and profit and loss account is a summary of nominal accounts to determine the profit or loss position of the business. The income statement may be clarified that the trading and profit and loss account is one account which has two sections. The first section is called the trading account. The second section is called the profit and loss account. It is prepared for the accounting period and is titled as trading and profit and loss account for the year ending on so and so particular period, that is end of the accounting period. Trading account is prepared to determine the results of trading, that is the purchasing and selling of goods. It is prepared to know whether the firm has earned gross profit or suffered gross loss during the accounting period. As already stated, it is a flow statement and prepared for a particular period of time. Gross profit or gross loss is ascertained by matching the net sales revenue with the cost of goods sold. That means net sales revenue is equal to cash sales plus credit sales minus sales returns. Cost of goods sold is equal to opening stock plus net purchases plus direct operating expenses minus closing stock. This is the formula which will be used to prepare trading account. Gross profit is if net sales revenue is greater than cost of goods sold, will get gross profit. If cost of goods sold greater than net sales revenue, will incur gross loss. So, this is the very simple formula to prepare trading account. In this trading account, some important contents will be there. Items are terms generally what we used in trading account and which are to be debited, which are to be credited will be seen. See, items to be shown on the debit side of trading account. That means trading account is debited with these items. Opening stock. It refers to the closing stock of finished goods at the end of the previous accounting period brought forward in the current accounting period. If it is a already existing concern, generally we will have opening stock. If it is a newly started concern, there will be no opening stock. Second one is purchases. As part of regular activities of business, generally we will purchase material for the purpose of manufacturing or for the purpose of selling. That means it refers to those goods which have been bought for resale. It includes both the cash purchases as well as credit purchases. Here we have to take into consideration while preparing trading account only net purchases. That means cash purchases plus credit purchases minus purchase returns minus goods distributed as free samples minus goods taken away by the proprietor for his personal use. Then we will get net purchases which are to be shown in the trading account outer column. Another important point is direct expenses. It includes all those expenses which are incurred in bringing the goods to the place of business or trade till the goods are placed in a saleable condition. The most common of these are the freight inwards, carriage inwards on purchase, transit insurance, octroi, import duty, custom duty, clearing charges, wages, packing and forwarding expenses by seller, etc. All those items are to be debited to the trading account, and some of the items are to be credited to the trading account. Those are sales. It refers to the sale of those goods which have been bought for resale. Here also we have to calculate and credit only net sales. That means cash sales plus credit sales minus sales returns. Sales returns. And the second one is closing stock. It means goods which remain unsold at the end of the current accounting period should be shown on the credit side of trading account. In the same way, sometimes if at all any loss is taken place due to the fire or unavoidable reasons, those loss should be shown on credit side of the trading account, that is loss on fire of goods. Generally it will not be happen if it on any case we have this loss on fire, that has to be shown on credit side of the trading account. In this trading account, we have to write closing entries on debit side, closing entries on credit side of debit accounts and credit accounts. For closing of debit accounts, a simple easiest entry is trading account debtor to opening stock, to purchases account, to sales return account, to direct expenses, that means wages, carriage inwards, freight inwards. So what I have explained earlier. In the same way, for closing of credit accounts, sales account has to be debited, closing stock account has to be debited. If at all any abnormal loss of stock account is there, it has to be debited to trading account. By writing these entries, trading account will be closed. After closing the debit accounts and credit accounts, trading account has to be balanced. For balancing, if any gross profit is seen, for that entry should be trading account debtor to profit and loss account. If any loss is incurred, profit and loss account has to be debited, trading account has to be credited. See, these are the three types of entries we will observe in trading account. This is a format of trading account. Here you can observe that. See, title should be like this: trading account of so and so company, X company, Z company, Y company, for the year ended 31st March 2020, 30th June 2020, 31st December 2019, like this. Title should be very clear. Why? Because on that particular day we have been preparing this trading account. Format is, it is an account, that means should have debit side and credit side. Here it is not required to write date column. Why? Because we are preparing on one particular date which has been written on the top of the account. See, on debit side, generally these types of items will be seen. We have to follow to prepare trading account in this manner. To opening stock, to gross purchases. From this, as I explained earlier, we have to deduct purchase returns, samples, goods taken by the owner. Net purchases are to be shown in the total column. 2 direct expenses, 2 wages and salaries, 2 freight, fuel, power, gas. So these are all direct expenses. All these expenses are to be mentioned on debit side. On credit side, generally we have only 2 to 3 items. One is sales by gross sales minus sales returns. So net sales amount has to be shown on credit side of trading account. By closing stock, whatever the stock we are having at the end of the day, here that has to be shown on credit side. If at all any loss is taken place due to fire of goods, that has to be shown on credit side. Since it is an account, this account has to be balanced. Balancing of account rules should be followed. First of all, we have to observe which side of total amount is more than that of the other side. If debit side total amount is more than that of credit side, that total amount has to be mentioned credit side. From this, total amount on credit side should be deducted, will get gross loss. That should be transferred to profit and loss account. If credit side total amount is more than that of debit side, then we'll get gross profit. This is also has to be transferred to profit and loss account. This is a very easiest one. We can prepare it easily. Next. See here one thing has to be remembered. If the concern is a manufacturing concern, so then we should prepare manufacturing account in place of trading account, or else sometimes the same company which manufactures goods and as well as sells them, then we have to prepare manufacturing account and later on trading account, profit and loss account, balance account also has to be prepared. So preparation of manufacturing will not be different. It will be same like a trading account. So it's not much difficult. Right. So next one is profit and loss account. Trading account results in the gross profit or loss made by a businessman on purchase and sale of goods. It doesn't take into account the operating expenses incurred by him during the accounting period, nor does it take into account the other sources of income. The concern is interested to ascertain the net profit earned or net loss incurred by the business entity during the accounting period, which is done by preparing the profit and loss account. Net profit is the excess of all revenues over expenses and losses, while net loss is the excess of all expenses and losses over all revenues. Profit and loss account is prepared for a particular period of time, hence it is headed as profit and loss account for the year ended. That means last day of the accounting period. All the indirect revenue, expenses and losses which are not shown on the debit side of the trading account or credit side of the trading account are shown on the debit side of the and credit side of the profit and loss account. In this profit and loss account also, we have to enter or record balances of certain accounts. For this we have to write closing entries. For transfer of expenses losses, entry should be profit and loss account data to various expenses, to rent, to salaries, to commission paid, to discount allowed, to advertisement expenses, to postage stationery, to loss on sale of fixed assets, and so on and so on. All those expenses are to be written. In the same way, for transfer of incomes and gains, entry should be discount received account data, commission received account data, interest received account data, profit on sale of fixed assets account data to profit and loss account. As these are all incomes what we have received in this year are to be transferred to profit and loss account, that is also on credit side, so that this entry has to be written. So we have to close this account. That means we have to balance this account. When we balance this account, generally one of the two entries will be written. If net profit is seen, entry will be profit and loss account data to capital accounts. If net loss is seen, entry will be capital account data to profit and loss account. So these are the things that should be remembered. Next, let us see the format of profit and loss account. That should be like this. Title of the profit and loss account: format of profit and loss account of X company, Y company for the year ended a particular date. Since it is a account so it should have it should have debit. Oh, what is this? Here debit should be there. Here it is credit should be there. See, it is a rule. It is a rule. Right. Right. This is also account, so that it should have debit side and credit side. On debit side, particulars column, total column. On credit side also, particulars column, total column. See, while writing or while preparing profit and loss account, if possible, we have to maintain certain standards. While writing on debit side, all the expenses should be classified into administrative expenses, selling and distribution expenses, depreciation and maintenance expenses, financial expenses, like this. So, from the trading account, if gross loss is there, that has to be brought down to profit and loss account. To gross loss brought down to administrative expenses like rent, rates and taxes, printing and stationery expenses, postage and telegram expenses, office salaries, telephone charges, lighting charges, legal charges, general expenses, audit fees, insurance, so and so on will come under this head, administrative expenses. Another classified expenditure is selling and distribution expenses. Under this head, salesman salaries, expenses and commission, advertisement. If we are exporting goods, export expenses. If we have go down rent, agents commission, bank charges, carriage outward, these are all will come under this head. All the depreciations of assets are to be written separately. All the assets, depreciation on furniture, depreciation on machinery, depreciation on so and so on, should be written. If you made any repairs, that is also should be shown here, repairs and maintenance of assets. Financial expenses. Under this head, discount allowed, discount on bills, interest on loans should be written. If at all any abnormal loss is there, loss by fire, loss on sale of fixed assets, loss on sale of investments. See, this is a standard procedure of preparation of profit and loss account. In the same way, on credit side, if you observe this account, you will find gross profit has to be brought down from the trading account, should be written here, by gross profit brought down by other income, that is commission, rent, rent, so and so on. If at all any abnormal gain is there, that means dividend from shares, bank interest, any discount is received, like this. Any non-trading income is received, that means profit on sale of fixed assets, profit on sale of investments, so that is to be mentioned. See, all the enterprises may be having all these expenses or incomes, may not be having. If these type of incomes and expenses are there, so if we write in this manner, it will be a good procedure of preparing financial statements, that means profit and loss account. After writing of all these things, we have to balance it. Since it is an account, we have to total both sides. If you observe that total on credit side is more than that of debit side, difference is net profit. If total of debit side is more than that of credit side, difference is net loss. Whether it is a loss or profit should be transferred to profit and loss account. So that is the procedure of preparation of profit and loss account. Right. While preparing profit and loss account, some important points regarding profit and loss account are to be known. Salaries, interest, discount, rates and taxes, carriage and freight, commission, bad debts, depreciation, and so on and so on. See, salaries. Salary paid or payable to employees for services rendered by them in running the business is charged to profit and loss account. Direct salary, that is salary of the factory manager, salary of foreman is charged to trading account. If salaries and wages is written, that means we should differentiate between salary and wages. All the wages should be written in the trading account. Salaries should be written in the profit and loss account. In sometimes salaries and wages is given, then it is shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account. If wages and salaries is given, it is shown on the debit side of the trading account. If salaries are paid after deducting tax, it is added back to the salaries account and the amount of gross salary is charged to the profit and loss account. So this is the procedure we have to follow while entering in the profit and loss account of salaries. Another point is interest. Interest on loan, interest on overdraft, etc. are expenses. So that we have to debit to the profit and loss account. While interest received on the loans advanced appearing on the credit side of trial balance, that means credit balance, that has to be credited to the profit and loss account. Profit and loss account. When it comes to discount, generally discount will be having two types. One is discount allowed, discount received. Discount allowed, discount received. Discount debit balance, discount credit balance. To make the students confused, discount will be given like this: discount in the bracket debit balance, discount in the bracket credit balance. If it is a debit balance, it has to be entered in the profit and loss account on debit side. If it is a credit balance, that has to be entered on the credit side of profit and loss account, which means that discount to debit balance means the discount which has been allowed by the enterprise. Discount credit balance means which was received from the suppliers and so persons. So that we have to write like that. Rates and taxes. Rates and taxes levied by the municipal bodies is an indirect expense, and so that it is to be debited to profit and loss account. While rates and taxes for factory is charged to the manufacturing account. So this is the difference we have to remember. When there is no specific information about rates and taxes, that has to be written in the profit and loss account on debit side. Carriage and freight. Carriage inward should be debited to trading account, while carriage outward it is to be debited to the profit and loss account. Freight inwards is to be debited to the trading account, while freight outwards, that means paid on goods sold, is debited to the profit and loss account. So these are the things. Next one is, one more important point is commission, which is also will be having two types: commission received, commission allowed or given. Commission paid on purchases of goods is an expenditure, so that it is to be debited to trading account. Sometimes sales are done with the help of agents who are paid commission for their services. Such commission which was paid is an expense. It is to be debited to profit and loss account. If commission received is there, it is an income, so that has to be credited to the profit and loss account. Next one is bad debts. Bad debts is the amount lost from debtors to whom goods were sold on credit. It is a loss. So that should be debited to profit and loss account. Depreciation. Depreciation, which means that decrease in the value of fixed assets due to so many reasons like obsolescence, wear and tear, due to the passing of time, and so on and so on. It should be debited to the profit and loss account as a percentage of the value of the assets, or else if already it is calculated and given certain sum of amount, so that has to be debited to the profit and loss account. Interest on capital and drawings. This is also one of the important point. See, as per the agreement or else whatever it may be, interest paid on the capital of the proprietor is debited to the profit and loss account. Here we are considering capital as a liability, so that we have given some, we are accepted to pay some interest on this liability. So that is a loss to the business concern. So that interest on capital should be debited to profit and loss account. In the same way, if at all businessman has taken some drawings for his personal use, on that also, as per the rules, interest has to be charged. Interest on drawings is income to the business concern, so that it is to be credited to the profit and loss account. In some big manufacturing concerns, apprenticeship will be allowed to the learners. They pay some amount to the concern, which is called apprenticeship premium. The apprenticeship premium paid is an expense and debited to profit and loss account, while apprenticeship premium received is an income, then it is to be credited to the profit and loss account. So when our employees send to some other concern as apprentice, that expense, if it is borne by the business concern, it is loss to the business, so that it is to be debited to the profit and loss account. If business concern is received any apprentice premium, then it is income, so that it is to be credited to the profit and loss account. Expenses not to be shown in the profit and loss account are trade discount, domestic and household expenses, personal income tax, life insurance, so and so on. See, trade discount, it is a deduction from the mark up price and shown in invoice, but does not appear in accounting books. Hence, it is not shown in profit and loss account. Domestic and household expenses. These expenses are not shown in profit and loss account, as these are personal expenses of the proprietor and should be treated as drawings. When it comes to personal income tax, it should be treated as a personal expense of the proprietor and added to drawings. It should not be shown as an expense in profit and loss account. In the same way, life insurance is a premium paid on the life policies of the owner or his family members, is also treated as an expense and added to the drawings and deducted from the capital. So, these are the important points. See, if we follow this procedure, it is very easy to prepare trading and profit and loss account. For the purpose of learning only, here we are bifurcating income statement into trading account and profit and loss account. Actually, after learning, so we have to prepare this income statement by clubbing both trading and profit and loss account, which is called income statement. On the top of the income statement, we have to write expenses income of trading. Below that, we have to write expenses incomes of profit and loss account. That means in one account we will have trading and profit and loss account details, as well as gross profit or gross loss, net profit or net loss will be seen. So, this is all about trading and profit and loss account. In the next lecture, let us learn about preparation of balance sheet and other things. Okay, right.